Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my kitchen. This is Let's Get Cooking with Brandy. Today I have an amazing recipe. Well, it's going to be two different things that we're doing today. I am actually doing right now, I'm making chicken soup. And with making this chicken soup, we are actually going to can it and put it up for at a later time and date of when we just don't feel like cooking. We can just open a can of soup and go from there. But when doing soups like this, you want to cook your rice or your noodles, whatever you're going to have with it, you want to cook it separate because you don't want to can that. You just want to can your broth, your meat, and your vegetables. So we're going to start this off. And what we got is I bought a whole chicken and cut it up. So that's cut up. I have a whole large yellow onion. I have a half of a large green bell pepper. 2 minced garlic cloves. And in here I have, as you can see, cut up carrots, baby carrots, but I also have the celery. So I'm going to get my pan heating, my pot heating with some olive oil in it, and I'll be right back. So stay with me. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring my bell, give me some thumbs up. I'll see you in a second. So I'm back here and I've got my pot, and as you can see, my oil's in my pot, not too much oil. See? And it's already heated. And I have a big pot because I plan on canning. So I want to be able to can at least over half of this, if not all of it. So I'm going to start off with placing my chicken in. It doesn't matter if it's all on the bottom because you're going to be stirring it up. Let me wash my hands real quick. Move this camera a little bit closer to where y'all can see some more. There you go. Listen to that. Now what I'm doing is I'm just going to get it good and brown. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of seasoning to it, but I'm not going to add a lot because I'm wanting to get it to where it can be boiled to where I can take it out and then debone it. I'm going and add some black pepper right now. Just, like I said, just a little bit, just to give it a little flavoring for now. Add some salt. And I'm going to cheat just a little bit. I'm going to put some chicken bouillon in it. This is what I use. And I'm only going to do where the first line is. And I'll add more of this later. Now, once it gets closer to being done, you season to your taste. And you don't have to use everything that I'm using. You make your soups the way that you like them. I'm just showing you how I like them. Put to the side. I'm going to go ahead and add part of the onion in. I'm not going to add it all. I'm probably going to add like a third of the onion. Just 2 handfuls for now. Get that mixed around in it. And you see how your chicken is changing colors to the white? That's the way that you want it before you add the water. I'm going to add a little bit of the bell pepper, not all of it, just a little bit, just to cook with it. And just a handful of the celery. And what this is going to do is it's going to cook and give it more flavoring to the broth. Because you know you want plenty of broth for your soups. And I have my heat set on medium-high right now. Now, since it's almost time to add the water, I'm going to go ahead and add half garlic. Sprinkle in half of the garlic that you chopped up. You don't want to add the garlic in too early because the garlic will burn, and you don't want that. It gives it a different flavor, a kind of a burnt flavor. Okay, so I'm going to walk over and go get some water right now so that we can put in this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I added the water to it, and I added 108 ounces of water to where it's well covering the chicken. Okay, so I'm going to give this a stir, and I'm going to put a lid on it. And I'm going to let it cook until the chicken is done. And then once the chicken is done, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to debone it. And then start with the vegetables and everything cooking and put in all of my seasonings and all of the goodies and everything. So I want to go ahead and get it heated up first before I put the lid on. So get it all pretty much stirred up and push down in there. Let me turn this back to me. And later, after it, has cooked pretty good, is when I'm going to add all of my seasonings to it. And my seasonings, they consist of garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and chicken bouillon. The chicken bouillon, even though I'm making and boiling the chicken for the chicken broth, it's going to set the flavor off even better. And it's going to, well, you know, chicken bouillon is chicken bouillon. It just gives everything a better flavor. So if you stuck around for this long, make sure you stick around for the end, because this is LC. See, even I make mistakes. LGC, Let's Get Cooking with Brandy. So stick around. So I'm back. I've got my, sorry about that, I got my chicken out of the pot and I let it cool for a little bit, and I skimmed the grease off of the top of the stock. So I had that warming back up. So here's the chicken. And what I'm going to do now is just debone the chicken. Get all of the skin and the meat off, because you don't want to can that. So I'm going to do a little bit of this and show y'all. I'm pretty sure you know how to debone a chicken, but there is some people out there that's just starting cooking that does not know. Just get all of the meat off. It's still a little warm. Get all the fat. Oops, put a piece of meat over there. And the gristle off. See? And you just tear your meat away. You don't want to get the meat too little and stringy, because that'll turn it to mush when you go to can it. So don't do that. But I'm going to get all of this deboned and broke up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I got my chicken deboned, and I got my pot back up to boil. So I'm going to now season my broth more. So I'm going to start with some garlic powder. And I don't go by measurements. I go by taste. This is onion powder. Then I'm going to do some salt. Not that much. And pepper. And now, like I said, chicken bouillon. That's the reason why I didn't add that much salt. I'm going to stir all of this around. And I'm going to add in all of my vegetables and my chicken and let it all cook just until the vegetables are not too crunchy. So I'm going to start with my onion. My bell pepper. The rest of my garlic. My carrots and celery. And now my deboned chicken. So I'm going to let all of this cook, like I said, until the vegetables are not too crunchy, but just on the verge of being done. Not quite being ready to eat, you know, because we're going to can it. So it's going to go in the canner, and it's going to pressure can for 90 minutes. And the reason why it's going to pressure can for 90 minutes is because it has meat in it. Anything with meat, you want to look up where you live on how long you should pressure can. But it should be at least 90 minutes. So I'm going to let that cook, and I'm going to show you the pressure canner and the process of it all. So let's start. This right here, let me turn my camera around. Hold on. So this right here is a digital Presto Precise digital canner or pressure canner. So as you can see, it has a blinking light that has pressure can. Then you turn your dial right here when you're ready for how long it's going to be, how long you're going to pressure can it. So I'm going to say 90 minutes, but I'm not going to do anything yet because I'm not ready for it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, there we go, just leave it blinking and it'll be okay. But as you can see, I always have my Cheeto guide to make sure that I go step by step so that nothing gets left out. But I've already got my jars over here. I've already washed them with soap and water, and now they're just drying. I have my rings done, and this is the top to the canner. As you can see, the vent valve is off right now because I just washed it. So I'll put the vent valve on after everything's ready to go. It actually has a point to where you put it on and it lets you know when to put it on. So that's the best thing about this thing. You don't have to sit there and worry about your valve because it automatically does everything itself. As you can see, it has a can area and a vent, so it will automatically vent itself. And then it'll go to can and then vent again. So it does all of this by itself. So that's a good thing. But while I'm waiting to get to that stage, why not go like, share, subscribe, ring my bell. See you here in a little bit. Bye. Okay, so I've got my jars in here, and this is to start, okay? So we're gonna put our lid on. There it goes. As you can see, it's got a place that says locked. So as long as it's lined up there, it's locked. So you're gonna come up here and put that on, and your vent is gonna stay off for now, because what we're doing is we are going to bring the jars up to temperature. You go ahead and you set your timer for 90 minutes on pressure can. Push your button. It says insert jars, already did, and I shut the lid. So I'm going to push the button again. And now what it's doing is it's going to warm. It's going to warm those jars to where they're ready for the hot stuff to go in them. And as long as they stay in the canner, they will stay warm. And it will not go to the next level until you push that button. So that's the good thing about the digital pressure canner, the Presto digital canner, because everything goes by you. So stay with me, we'll move to the next step. As you can see, it's on the next stage. It is on the vent stage. and it starts off at 10 minutes and it counts down for 10 minutes on the vent stage. You see, it's venting off. So once it goes through the 10-minute stage, then that's when we're going to come over here and put the regulator on for it to start its 90-minute process cycle. So see you on the next step. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my regulator. I popped it on, and now I'm going to put it to can. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm going to put it right there to can. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to push the button. And as you see, my 90 minutes now has started. So it is going to pressure can this for 90 minutes. And once the 90 minutes is up, then it's going to vent again, get everything, all the pressure and everything off of it. Then it's going to have a cool down cycle over here to where it will, once that cycle takes place, then I'll be able to unlock it and open it and begin to remove the jars out to be able to can. So I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, it's now going to cool down stage. It just finished with the 90 minutes canning, so now it's going to cool down. And once it beeps again after a little while from cooling down, then it'll be time to take the jars out. So let's let it cool. So as you can see now, we're done. So now we can carefully release the pressure. Let's turn this off first. There we go. Unplug it. There we go. And now I'm going to twist the top to unlock and open. And I was telling Charlie that it smells like we might have a casualty of war. Let me grab the tongs real quick. Ooh, they're already popping. And then we'll start pulling them out. Okay, so let's see. Not that I can see yet. There's one. I love that popping sound. Here's some chicken broth. Here's some more chicken broth. It should be one or two more chicken broth. Yep. Here's another chicken broth. Okay, it was 4 chicken broths. And 4 soups. Y'all hear that popping? That's music to your ears. So, here they are, the finished products. So hopefully you liked my video today, because I know I enjoyed making it for you. And if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. So from my house to your house, thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next video. Love y'all. Stay safe. Bye.